Canada is not the same anymore as it used to be a couple of years ago. And even for students, the pathway to PR may not be very straightforward, but some of you will definitely be shocked to learn that in Canada, the average salary raise is just... truck. इतनी देर में ट्रक नहीं आया, अभी आएगा. Okay, retake. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So the most common question that we are getting these days on the YouTube comments, Instagram, and even from the people who are booking one-on-one sessions with me is that should we move to Canada in 2023 or not? We are doing fairly well in our jobs back home, hence we are just confused if we should move or not. The answer to this question is not very straightforward, and the answer could not be the same for everyone. But in this video, we'll try to help so that you can answer that question for yourself, because trust me, Canada is not the same anymore as it used to be a couple of years ago. But before we start this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. My name is Nishant.
And I'm Tanu.
And let's get started. The first and the foremost thing is that immigration itself has become very difficult. Like, I remember we came to Canada in July 2019 and we got our ITA in October 2018 at a score of just 450. But now you know that CRS scores are so high, they are like even crossing 500. And even for students, earlier there wasn't any interview that you have to give for the study permit, but now you have to. And even the visa rejection rates have increased a lot. So yeah, if you're planning to move to Canada thinking that it's very easy, then probably that's not the case anymore. In fact, in 2023, a lot of people may have to rely on PNP programs. And as you know, PNPs are always a waiting game and there's no surety in that. And even for students, the pathway to PR may not be very straightforward, because you might be studying in one province and then you might have to move to another province to get your PNP.
So guys, we are not here to discourage you from moving to Canada. We are just here to share some reality and challenges that did not exist before.
Now, talking about the rent, then the average rent in the last 1 year itself has increased by 27%. In 2019, we were paying $1,650 per month for a one-bedroom apartment very close to downtown Toronto. But now a very similar apartment in a centralized location may cost you around $2,300 per month in Toronto. Even if you talk about a basement apartment, then earlier you could get a basement apartment for around $1,000 to $1,300 per month. But now even a basement would cost you around $1,700 per month. And even for students, a private room may cost you around $1,000 per month in Toronto. But an even bigger problem is that the salaries are not increasing at this rate. I mean, I'm not sure if you know this, but some of you will definitely be shocked to learn that in Canada, the average salary raise is just 2 to 3%.
Before we talk about the next point, if you want to learn about the cost of living for us in Calgary, then we have already made a video about it. The link for it is in the description box and also somewhere on the screen.
Talking about the jobs, as you might be aware that a lot of people may have to start with a survival job or a minimum wage job. In fact, we both started with a minimum wage job when we moved to Canada. But back in 2019, by making even a minimum wage, we both were still able to save some money on a monthly basis. But now that is not possible at all. Even if you are making more than a minimum wage, even then probably it would be difficult for you to survive on a single job. You may have to work a lot harder, you may have to work 2 jobs, or you may have to think about building multiple income streams. So if you are ready for that, then definitely move to Canada. And as we all know that recession is in the cards and a lot of people are speculating it. And in fact, we have started seeing some signs of it, as well as the big tech giants have been doing mass layoffs worldwide. But as a recruiter, I can surely tell you this, that don't just look at the layoffs, because hiring is also happening equally. But yes, there would be a lot more candidates applying for a single job. So you may have to upskill yourself. You may have to do certain relevant certifications beforehand. You may have to be very good at your networking skills. You may have to prepare a very well drafted and a customized resume to stand out from others. And I can surely help you in that, as I have been helping many others. The links are in the description box, so you can book a resume review session with me, and for testimonials you can check my LinkedIn as well. Another thing I want to highlight is that I've noticed that a lot of international students used to buy expensive cars, though I never recommend that, because buying, maintaining and running a car in itself is a very big expense. But probably earlier it might have been possible because interest rates were low, rents were low, and other expenses were also low. But now, because of inflation, you'll have to think about how you can save money, how you can live a little conservatively, at least during your student life. Do not get influenced by other international students who are buying expensive cars. Don't make that mistake. Now that we are talking about students, so initially you had to pay just the first semester fee plus the $10,000 GIC as your initial payment. So if we do the rough calculation, assuming that a one semester fee is generally somewhere around 7,500 Canadian dollars, so you had to pay a total of $17,500 as the initial payment, which is roughly around 8.5 lakh Indian rupees, because at that time the exchange rate was 50 rupees for one Canadian dollar. But now as a student you have to pay the entire year's fee, which is somewhere around 15,000 Canadian dollars plus the $10,000 GIC, which is a total of 25,000 Canadian dollars as the initial payment, which is roughly around 15 lakh Indian rupees, because now the exchange rate is 60 rupees for one Canadian dollar. So if you are planning to come to Canada in 2023 on a study permit, then I would request you to please choose a good course which is worth paying this hefty amount, because as a recruiter I have seen a lot of students who had a background in HR, finance or law, and they came here for a totally irrelevant course, say for architecture or something, and now they are finding it very difficult to get back to their original field. Now let's talk about the crime rate. So as we all know that Canada is a very peaceful country and the crime rate is way lower as compared to India, because that is where I come from, so I cannot comment on other countries. But since the pandemic has started, we have seen a rise in the crime rate, especially in the big cities like Toronto and Vancouver. Pandemic has definitely affected a lot of people financially and mentally, and probably that's the reason for this increasing crime rate. In fact, recently there have been a lot of gun violence related cases in Toronto. But still, I would say Canada is still very safe. It's still a very peaceful country. But the fact is fact, crime rate is increasing in Canada for sure.
Now let's talk about the last point, which is the groceries. I still remember even till the last year, our single grocery trip would rarely cross $100. And this is when we had a lot of items in our cart and our cart used to be fully loaded. But now, even a single grocery trip easily touches $130. So we are noticing that our grocery bill has increased by at least $100 per month.
I really hope this discussion would have given you some insights and would help you in deciding if you should move to Canada in 2023 or not. But if you still want an answer from us, then please give us just 1 second. Let us go back home and then we'll continue this video, because right now we are freezing. Alright, so what we feel is that if you have a strong financial backing from your family, or if you work in such a field where you know that you can earn a decent amount of money, then definitely move to Canada.
If you're ready to work hard, ready to work 2 jobs if required, or ready to diversify your income streams and not just rely on one full-time job, then yes, move to Canada.
If you think life in Canada would be glamorous from the very beginning, you would be making ton of money and buying multiple properties within 3 to 5 years as you see on YouTube, then that's not the reality for majority of the immigrants. Life is not easy here. So if you were coming with that mindset, then probably you need to reconsider your decision.
If you're already making a lakh or 2 lakh per month in India, and either you're living in a small city or you are living in a home where you do not have to pay rent, even then I would suggest you to reconsider your decision and think what exactly is your purpose of moving to Canada before making the final decision.
And last but not the least, for students, as I already said, that if you are coming to Canada on a study permit just for the sake of PR and then choosing some totally irrelevant course which might not hold any value in the Canadian job market, then please don't do that, because you might find it difficult to get a job, or you may get stuck in jobs which do not provide a great return on your investment. So please choose your course wisely if you plan to move to Canada in 2023. So that's all for today, guys. If you found this video helpful, then please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and please share this video with all your friends and family who might be thinking about moving to Canada in 2023. We'll see you in our next video. Till then, take care and stay safe.